And hello and happy and beautiful and blessed moon day. 'Twas a beautiful one. Yeah, it was a nice day today. One can't complain. So let's see what the vibe is for today. This evening we have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Hermit in reverse. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. What came into my mind with the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit both being in reverse is the word isolation. Because sometimes, like with the Hermit sometimes gets very I think I know where I'm going with these cards, that like for now actually. So with the Hermit, you know, that naturally focuses on going within. It focuses on a sense of just like introspection, you know, shining your light internally, things of this nature. Oh my god, I'm getting so distracted outside with just the, like, people are talking or whatever. But anyway, let me just close my ears and I'll talk because I want to knock this out. Not in the sense that I'm rushing it, but I don't want to get distracted or whatever. So I'll just slightly do this. So yeah, with the Hermit, as I was saying, that's, you know, that's like seeking knowledge. It's kind of just like taking a step back from just like, you know, the outside world or whatever it may be. The thing is though, sometimes with the Hermit, one gets very comfortable in their bubble that they've created for themselves, that like there's a sense of kind of being reluctant or resistant to kind of holding space for support, for community, for people. And I'm saying that because we have the Three of Pentacles here, and the Three of Pentacles, naturally it's depicted by three people here, as you can see, right? And you know, this focuses like on, you know, work, collaboration, opportunities, work opportunities, things of this nature. Don't I always say my readings, what's been prominent in my readings are rabbits, and look, you have two rabbits here, so they're still prominent. But like, yeah. And also too, with this Five of Pentacles here, that naturally focuses on like, you know, look, feeling like, you know, like left out more or less here, a lack of support, lack of shelter, being in the cold, isolation, you know what I mean? What came into my mind, ostracized, that kind of feeling like as well too. And sometimes being in that energy kind of pushes us or forces us to go into this Hermit kind of energy and whatnot here, especially if we've been kind of like relying on external things, whatever people, whatever it may be, that weren't really for us. Sometimes it's just reflecting something to us, just to really like go within and to find like our own internal strength and whatnot here. But it's when you really like awaken to like your own like inner truth and just like who you are, and just kind of shine a light naturally on the parts of yourselves that you've been like avoiding or whatever, that creates space for more like self-awareness. And when you're self-aware and just more in tune with who you are and what you're desiring and what you're wanting and everything, then it's easier to really hold space and attract and to receive people that are in alignment with that, but also opportunities that are in alignment with that. You know what I mean? Ace of Swords in reverse. Why? The Star in reverse. And then I'll just get one more. And the Ten of Swords. And I have this Wheel of Fortune here as well too, and that kind of flipped over while I was like shuffling originally and everything. Ace of Swords in reverse, that's confusion. The Star in reverse, that's like a self-doubt, it's a pessimistic kind of energy, not being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm saying that because we have the Ten of Swords here, which focuses on just kind of being at rock bottom anyway and whatnot here. What do I want to say? I'm so like, I'm just getting, I can't stand when I hear people talking outside and I'm gonna do a reading. Like, the Five of Cups here in reverse. I also kind of just feel like to say as well too, given like what I was just saying like just now as well, like, you know, the Ten of Swords, that also focuses on a sense of betrayal, backstabbing. That kind of just feels like it just like adds as well too, as I was saying with this Five of Pentacles, to a lack of support. And then we also have the Five of Cups. So fives are prominent and tens are prominent, because even though we have one Ten of Sword here, we also have the Wheel of Fortune, and that's number 10 and whatnot here. So naturally the two fives that focuses on change, and the tens that focuses on cycles and completion here. I think that it's also kind of just with the Five of Cups here being in reverse, right? That's kind of, you know, no longer crying over spilt milk, or just kind of dwelling on all the things that kind of just felt like really heavy, or like a bird, like just emotionally heavy and whatnot here. It focuses on a sense of, it focuses on a sense of disappointment and whatnot here. But when it's in reverse, it's kind of just like, you know, releasing it and like letting that go and whatnot here. And if anything, I guess like what I just want to say with this is like, just recognize that whatever happened in the past, it happened for a reason and it served its purpose, and it really just happened to just really like illuminate something here with the Hermit here, right? To illuminate and to awaken you to your own inner strength, your own inner knowledge, your truth, and how capable you actually are. You know what I mean? Because the Five of Pentacles, that's the energy of feeling like you don't have anything, that you aren't capable of anything, you know what I mean? But truthfully, you are. It's like, you know, with that lantern, it's kind of just like having to shine that lantern internally to kind of melt away anything that made us feel as though, you know, or anyone, just, you know what I'm saying. I hope this makes sense and whatnot here. But yeah, just recognize what it was there for. You know what I mean? But don't hold on to it so much to the point where you're not allowing yourself to receive the people, the opportunities, and the help that are wanting to come in. You know what I mean? Things with that Wheel of Fortune there in reverse, don't get stuck in the past. You know what I mean? We each have certain periods like in our lives, you know what I mean? Like the wheel goes up and down and all around town, honey. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's understandable, like, you know, sometimes one feels as though like a certain period or chunk in their life is just like forever, and it's just like not never ending. But as I said in my other reading as well too, every day seems like it's the same until it isn't and whatnot. But you know, don't jam your own wheel. You know what I mean? That's been a theme, because in my other reading it was just like focusing on like learning to like receive and whatnot here. That was the Nine of Wands there in reverse, and that focuses on just like kind of wanting to give up, or just like surrendering, not wanting to persevere. Judgment card, the Two Swords here, and the King of Wands. I don't know, it's like also something, because with the Three of Pentacles, it's also something like, yeah, like I said, it focuses on like people and, you know, like collaboration, but like you know, as I was saying, like opportunities. And I think that with that Nine of Wands as well too, it when I was saying like the sense of surrendering or just like wanting to just like give up, the Tower fell out. There's just like this sense of doubt or whatever. But it's with that Nine of Wands being reversed, what I just feel to say with that is just to simply persevere and just to keep persisting and to keep going. You know what I mean? To not give power to the thoughts, the emotions, whatever it may be that makes one feel as though perhaps they aren't supported, that, you know, you don't have a community, that you don't have people rooting for you. You know what I mean? And look, truthfully, even if you don't really have, let's say, people in, I don't know, like actually, I don't know, when I say that it sounds funny, but if you don't really have a community right now, don't lose hope, or community or opportunity, whatever it is that you're seeking. Like, don't like lose hope, whatever, just because you don't see it here right now and whatnot here. But even apart from that, we always have support and we always have guidance. And I know it's like easier to like hear than to like believe sometimes, I guess, but not that it's hard to believe, because if you really do pay attention, you'll recognize that you're never alone. We're never alone, right? But the Tower's been coming out a lot too. Some kind of shift, a shift in reality and perspective. You know what I mean? I hope this like made sense. Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Five of Wands. Share what you have to share. But also know that the lessons that you've had to go through as well too, it's made you stronger and whatnot. So trust yourself enough to not be so reserved and secluded and isolated and whatnot. Just trust yourself. High Priestess.